Yes, it is Thursday, Throwback Thursday.
Yes.
We're talking all about the stars. We have one of them joined here in studio with us this morning, Luke from Midway Village, every single Thursday. We're talking about the stars from the Rockford area. Who are some of the big names
more than
for
we would
us?
think.
Yeah, there's certainly some noteworthy recent stars, but we're talking about the stars of the golden era of Hollywood, and there's three that people might have heard of, and one sort of obscure one I wanted to mention. But to start off, there was Barbara Hale, who was a graduate of Rockford High School in its last graduating class before it went to East and West. She graduated in 1940. And was in Chicago, and a talent scout saw her waiting for a bus.
Oh my God!
Wow.
Gave her his card, and 3 years later, she's on screen with Frank Sinatra. 3 years after graduating high school, she was in a movie and had the first on-screen kiss with Frank Sinatra.
Oh my goodness!
Wow.
1943. And then she became much more famous as the legal secretary Della Street in the Perry Mason series. She did that for a long time and was in quite a few Perry Mason made-for-TV movies and a whole bunch of other stuff. So she came back to Rockford to help support the Coronado restoration and still felt very in touch with Rockford.
That's nice. I love when they come back, and I think it's so huge too.
She really had a lot of roots here, as did Susan St. James. A lot of people know her, and she did not go to high school in Rockford. She went to a Catholic school, a boarding school in Lake Forest, but she went into modeling and then went out to Los Angeles, and in her early 20s she starred as Rock Hudson's wife in Macmillan and Wife.
Oh my goodness.
He was 56, she was 25.
Wow.
It's kind of
different.
salacious.
Yeah.
Yes.
Age difference
Especially
there.
then too. Yeah.
Different era back then.
Different times.
Yeah, you bet. She was born in LA, moved to Rockford when her dad, her actual name is Susan Miller, and her father, Charlie Miller, was the president of Tester Corp. So that was her connection here, and she's been back quite a few times and even premiered some of her movies in the 70s and 80s at the Midway Theater downtown. So then we have Aiden Quinn, and Aiden Quinn was a graduate of West High School in Rockford in the 70s, and there's
he's a good actor name too.
Yes, he has a great name, and it's his real name. That's a picture of Aiden Quinn at his desk at West High School. And so his dad was a English professor at Rock Valley College for many decades, and a lot of students remember him there. Michael Quinn, he was an immigrant from Ireland, and so Aiden and his brothers, who also did some Hollywood work, came back to Rockford quite a bit and still has a lot of roots to Chicago, where he started his career.
What's been the coolest part about learning just the history of all the big names that have come and either lived here, grew up here, and gone on to bigger and better things?
Well, it's just neat that they feel so much connection to Rockford. But I think the neatest thing to me is finding a more obscure Rockford star, a graduate of Rockford High School in 1931, Robert Smoke Whitfield, an African-American multi-sport athlete. He was great in boxing, baseball, football, and basketball. But his love was acting, and he performed on stage, and then decided he was going to be an actor, and moved to LA and got parts in over 50 movies.
Wow.
And he was in his most famous roles were in a sort of a Tarzan knockoff called Bamba the Jungle Boy, and there was 12 of those made in an 8-year span, and he starred in that as well. So that was sort of a time when African-American actors didn't get a lot of lead roles, but he was very prolific and a great multi-sport athlete too. In between there, he became an athlete at the University of Oregon too. So quite a neat story there.
Yes, we love that too. Is our favorite thing about Throwback Thursdays, that we're able to see these things that we didn't realize, or maybe have not seen in quite some time. So
may know some of the big names that have come in the recent years, but not going that far back.
Yeah, and just learning about these things each week, I enjoy kind of doing the research and sharing it with you people and the TV audience as well.
Well, we appreciate it too. Thank you for being here. We'll see you next week as
you
well.
Bet.
It is